Hi there. Are you a father? Or if you're too young, do you want to be a father in the future? And if you're a woman or a girl who has or would like to have children in the future, how involved in their care do you want the father to be? This week I had lovely news. My nephew and his partner had their first child, a baby girl. And very sweet she is too. Just listening to all the delights and the challenges they're facing reminded me of what this was like for me when I had children. My nephew wants to be a very involved dad. And so I was thinking about how involved fathers are in the care of their children. This is something which differs enormously across the world and across cultures. What's intriguing, the role of fathers, especially in the UK, has evolved dramatically over the decades. And I found some interesting statistics and reports on this too. So, as ever, if you're someone who's eager to improve your English listening skills while delving into fascinating topics, you're in the right place. Don't forget that if you're learning English and you have found our podcasts, but you're not sure exactly how to use them to improve your English, we have a whole course which explains this. If you haven't done our video course, The 7 Rules of Adept English, which explains in detail how listening to English podcasts benefits your English, then go to our website at adeptenglish.com to sign up for this course. And you know what's really good about it? It's completely free. You don't pay. What could be better than that? Ensure that you're making the most of our podcast by doing this course. So our topic today, how involved are fathers in the care of their children? Let's imagine something. Picture the dads in the UK in the 1970s. Do you see them changing nappies or reading bedtime stories? Fast forward to 2023 and you'll notice a distinct shift. My own dad introduced me to art, painting, and the wonders of British wildlife. However, would he have known how to change a nappy? You might know the American word for that, diaper, D-I-A-P-E-R, but in British English we say nappy, N-A-P-P-Y. Well, that's probably a story for another day, but I think probably my dad wouldn't have known what to do with changing a nappy. But British fathers today, including my nephew, are much more hands-on. Would my dad have looked after me while my mother went out? Well, perhaps occasionally, under duress, that means against his choice. But my mother was absolutely the main caregiver for me. And that's how it was for many people growing up in the UK when I did. But that contrasts with now. As I say, my nephew wants to be very involved in the care of his daughter. And I would say that this is more the norm, more the usual situation in 2023. I came across an interesting study, The State of the World's Fathers, it was called. Before I get into that, I'd love to hear your comments. What is the father's role in your culture? And what would you like it to be? Oh, and by the way, our previous Spotify polls told us that 89% of you like grammar podcasts, also that 76% of you would prefer to watch the film Oppenheimer rather than Barbie. Interesting results. Anyway, this study revealed big differences in fathers' involvement worldwide. And it's not just about whether or not you spend time with the children. It's also about the unpaid work at home. Ever heard this term, unpaid work or unpaid labour in the home? It's all those unseen tasks that traditionally fall on women. So how involved men are in families involves also what sociologists call the unpaid work in the home. This phrase, this term is important because it represents a whole amount of work or effort, which often isn't talked about, not discussed, not acknowledged, because traditionally women did it. So unpaid work in the home means the cooking, the cleaning, the shopping, the laundry, cleaning out the children's lunchboxes, looking after pets, sorting out clothes that children have outgrown, tidying children's rooms, overseeing the children's homework, gardening, putting out the rubbish, taking family members for medical appointments, ironing, tidying. All of this is a significant amount of work or labour, L-A-B-O-U-R, which is unpaid and which often goes unacknowledged as effort.